with the help of the Central Finance and Contracts Unit, after we'd signed our contract, we set about making Turkey's first international cultural route. Now, the job of the Dernek for many, many years had been to make cultural routes, to make walking routes in the countryside, and to open the Turkish countryside up to both Turkish and international walkers. And we'd been doing this successfully for quite some time. But this project was entirely different because it involved international partnerships. The route we'd chosen follows Roman roads through Italy, across the Balkans, into Turkey to Istanbul, and from Istanbul down through Turkey through a network of Phrygian, Pisidian and Lycian roads to the south coast of Turkey. And in total, this route is about 4,000 kilometers long. So you can imagine that someone who started walking from Rome would walk for many months before they arrived at the other end of it. And the route goes through small villages, little towns, past ruins, past caravanserais, and it takes in a snapshot of rural life all the way through the Balkans and into Turkey. And we wanted to create for people the experience of being able to participate in rural life. One most important part of this is staying in the villages. And this is where the route is of benefit to the villagers along the route, because we have always encouraged people to develop accommodation and services for the walkers that come their way. And on our website, our application and so on, we aim to present to the world the services that they can enjoy and in small villages, the way that they can participate in village life, and the way that they can share a rural culture in many different aspects. So the purpose of this project, the beneficiaries of the project were intended to be the people who live along the route in the villages, but also the people who organise the villages, the beledies, the municipalities along the route, and also the walkers themselves, of course, who can only benefit from enjoying the countryside along our way. And the route does have a scientific aspect in the sense that we have a scientific committee. We are researching the history of the old roads. We are pinpointing new ruins all the time and putting them under conservation. We are documenting things that we find along the route, the physical heritage of the routes themselves. And we know quite a lot about things like road building, bridge building, and the types of wells people used to build to supply their animals along the route. We know about how the routes were used, for what purposes, for trade, for military purposes, and so on. And for instance, now some of us, we can look at a route and say, ah, yes, that must have been made about this time, and this organisation must have built it, and these were the techniques they used. It's a very little studied aspect of archaeology and of history, but we think we're bringing something to the general knowledge of Europe as well as to the specific enjoyment of the people who are using the route. The word I have to describe the CFCU is impartiality. And this is a very onerous burden on the CFCU because on one hand we have Europe, on the other hand we have the Turkish government and the Turkish people. And there is a bridge that the CFCU has to bridge between the two. It has to reconcile the cultures of Europe with the cultures of Turkey. And they do this very well and impartially. We are a very small organisation. We are still a very small organisation. But at the time that we first applied for a CFCU project, we were only 3 years old and had only 2 people working in our office permanently. However, we looked at the application forms and we knew that with the partnerships that we could make internationally, we could apply for this project. We had a very firm idea in our mind of the project, and we had a very firm idea of our partners. So to any other organisation who is in a similar situation, I would say, don't be worried if you're a new organisation. Don't be worried if you have very few people. But consider carefully your aim and how your aim aligns with that of the CFCU and of the way that the project is written. And if your aims are a good fit for the project, then have no hesitation but applying. Line up your partners first. Your partners are your most important asset. Especially in Europe, it's now possible to find very experienced partners who have good management skills, who want to cooperate with people in Turkey, who want to spread their wings a little bit wider than the frontiers of the European Union, who want to build bridges between Turkey and Europe. And together, you can write a really good project, and I wish you all the best of luck.